Hello, and just sorting out background noise, hopefully get rid of most of that, and checking I'm live in the right place, which I am. We will see how my laptop deals with it today. So it's been a while. It's been a fortnight, hasn't it? It's at my dad's last week, which was a lovely, relaxing. Well, I say relaxing week. It wasn't really. I did more driving last week than I've done. I don't know, because I drove up there, which is like it's over 100 miles up there, which isn't far, but because of the roads, it takes like 3.5, 4 hours to get there. And then we popped over to see my dad's brother, who lives in Nottingham. My dad lives by Skegness, so we went across there, then come back to Nottingham halfway home to visit my Uncle Frank. I'm back. Hello, Leanne. Welcome. And then from there, I went back to my dad's. Hello, Michelle. Thanks for joining. And then, I had an event, DDM, Demonstrator Development Manager for the UK and Ireland, put on an event. She's doing 4 events, I believe it is, all over the UK. Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining. She's we had an event on Friday that she put on in Lincoln. So I drove to Lincoln. A fabulous event. There were 60 odd of us demonstrators there. We had a bit of business talk. Also, fellow demonstrators did make and takes for us. They demonstrated those and we got to make those. I will be sharing those in the upcoming weeks. But yeah, it was a lovely event. First one she'd done like this. It was something that demonstrators said they wanted more get-togethers. So yeah, it was lovely. So yeah, I drove there as well. And back, and then of course I drove home. So it was a lovely week, if not relaxing. But yeah, it was fab. Nice to be home though. So yeah, what's happening? It's new month. We've got lots happening this month. Coupon redemption. If you got your bonus day coupons, redeem them this month. We also have an upcoming designer series paper sale, which is very fitting for my theme this week, which is all about designer series paper. Starting on the 6th, which I believe is next Tuesday. We have 15% off certain papers from the annual catalogue. I have got the printout flyer, which I will share with you. But today, we're carrying on with our theme of designer series paper. And we're going to be using some of those papers to create some cards. Using the layouts that are in the annual catalogue. I am messing a lot on. I'm scratching and I'm hot. I'm sticky. I don't know. I just feel today. It's muggy. We haven't had the thunderstorms that were promised. That I was quite looking forward to. But yeah. Right. I'll turn you around. Do excuse me while I turn you around and we'll do some crafting. Got you upside down. I know what I've done. I've done this all wrong. As per. But we'll go with it. bear with. For some reason, everything's gone all funny. There we go. That's Bella. You get to see my lovely messy desk. Oh, see, I only don't do this for a week and I forget. I have just looked at StreamYard actually for using that. I was going to come on using that. But unfortunately, to have the 2 cameras, you have to pay. And I'm being tight. I don't want to pay. But yeah, never mind. So, designer series paper sale. Beautiful papers available. Let's bring you down a bit so that you can see. I'll just quickly run through. So we've got the Bright and Beautiful 6x6, which is the carryover. Also, you still can't see that, can you, very well? Also, the Countryside Inn 12x12, which is a carryover. Then we've got the Country Lace and the Country Woods 12x12. Beautiful papers, coordinate really well. My favourite, the Full of Life 6x6. Lily Pad Lane 6x6. The Mediterranean Blooms 12x12 and the Perennial Lavender 12x12. And then we have the Take to the Skies 12x12. Thoughtful Journey 6x6, which I have used lots of, and we will be using that today at some point. To Market 12x12, the Unbounded Beauty 12x12, Wildly Flowering 12x12, and the Winter Meadow 12x12. That's the carryover, which I was going to use. Afternoon, Anna, how are you? But I thought, no, I'm going to save Christmas till next month. I'm not doing Christmas yet. Not with the weather like this. Right, so our first card, I thought we would use the Mediterranean Blooms. And my picture's gone on my Facebook again, on my computer. But hey ho. And we're going to be using the layouts from the annual catalogue. Let's bring you up. You're not going to see anything. And on my lives, as you know, I will recreate some cards, but we're going to concentrate on the layouts from the annual catalogue. Those are on page 22. So we have that here. I have nothing prepared other than what papers I'm using. Please bear with me. Brain fog is horrendous at the moment. I've got rheumatoid arthritis, for those of you who don't know, which creates horrendous brain fog. Can't even speak. But also this heat as well. It's making it twice as bad. So let's have some of this to do this. So what I'm thinking of is base layer, base card or base layer, a lovely piece of paper. That can be a label or a image. I'm not sure which way to go yet. And then our ribbon. So I'm just going to look. See, I've used the lemons quite a bit. So I might cut out an orange. Just one of the smaller ones to have as an element maybe. I might not use ribbon. And then, do we pop it on a bit of blue? Because that would stand out lovely. Or we can use, oh wow, I do like that. I am very blue at the moment. Let's look. I think it definitely needs to be a blue on the back. That's quite nice, but I do like that. So I think we're going to go with that. I'm going to use that as my layer. And then in the background, I am going to put more paper behind. And we'll go with the oranges, because you'll only see a short piece. So let's pop these away. So I need that. These can go away. I've started keeping my 12 by 12s in these record LP sleeves. I have got racks, but I keep them in slotted racks. But I was finding it hard because I haven't got enough for each one. They're all getting mixed up. So I brought those to kit. They are a little bit wide for my rack, but it keeps them together and stops them being knocked about, so that's okay. We can live with it. Right. So let's first of all cut our back piece. And I'm going to be adding in another layer to the layout. I've got this thing that I don't like, my designer series paper, right up to the edge. I like a border. So I'm going to cut that at 10 by 14.4. Now, I can't see again, so if I go out of shot, please do tell me, and I can correct that. And then we're going to cut this down. Well, it's at 9.5, so I'm going to cut it to 9, which is what the layout says, and we'll make it 13.4. So we've took it down a centimetre on each side. So our first one will be our standard first layer, which will give us a ½ centimetre gap, and then that will give us a centimetre gap, just so you see a little bit of that sticking through. I may change my mind on that and go a bit bigger, but for now that's what we'll leave it as. And then I want one of these smaller single images, which we have here. Now, I don't have the stamp set and the dies for this. I do believe that the dies cut out some of the images, but as we're all about designer series paper, it's nice to share that you don't need the stamp sets and the dies for everything. Obviously, that's what we love, but also just buying the paper, you can create beautiful cards, as I've been sharing this week. I mean, you could buy a couple of packs of paper, and if you've got friends that you craft with, you could do a paper share between you and get some packs of papers, and then all you need is some sentiments, really, and you can make some really beautiful cards. These layouts are fab. They're a starting point. Obviously you can change them up as you wish, like I'm doing with this one. I'm adding in another layer, and also adding in this element, because there isn't a featured image on the layout. It's a banner, but that's no reason where you can't add to that. It's getting rather warm. I've got the doors open because it was cooler outside than in. But it is starting to warm up a lot. There we go. So I might end up having to shut my doors and get rid of the rubbish. I'm just going to see if I switch over and just watch rather than being myself, my page. Right, there we go. See, I like that because that stands out against there. And then I will put, so I'm going to use that instead of my ribbon. I do believe. So we want a card base, which I'm going to go for the blue. So let's look at a balmy blue card base and see what that looks like. Yeah, quite like that. That ties it in nicely. So let's see. So I'm going to glue that flat. On that. And something I'm finding as well of late, creating with the designer series paper, I'm using colour combos and that I wouldn't normally, but because they're in the papers, we know that they're okay. You know, it's okay to put the oranges and the greens with the blues, that's fine. So we'll put that flat also. And this is just a very simple card. Now I've cut that from the other way so it's sticking up, so I'll just run my bone folder down that so that I've got a nice edge. That can be like that, and then we will have a balmy blue strip. In fact, I think I already have one done. I've got a banner cut. That's from the Stylish Shapes from a project before that I didn't use, so it's nice to use them up. And then I'm going to stamp on there a sentiment. Now, finding a sentiment that fits. I've got the Simply Said, which I love, this stamp set. It's out of the Mix and Match. And it's just got a bit of everything. I think we'll make this a thank you. And that fits nice on there. And I'm going to stamp that in Night of Navy. So let's grab a block. Like I said, I haven't really planned anything today. That's not very straight. It's a bit of a go with it and see. Night of Navy. Excuse my head. I'll just ink that up. And we shall stamp that. And hands on plain ball. I think I'm going to end up with a flare, being as my brain fog has gone to pot and I'm struggling with my hands a bit, coordinating. There we go, beautiful. I think I'm going to end up with a flare, but hey ho, we'll cope with it. Okay, let's move that out of the way. I use the foam mat to stamp on when I'm using the photopolymer stamps, just to give that little bit of cushioning. And then we'll have that across there. I am going to put this, I'm going to lift it. I was going to put it flat with it being paper. Because it hasn't got the rigidity. Yeah, that word. Rigidity. Yeah, okay. So I can't say it. That's not a word that my mouth likes to get around. I'm saying it right in my head, but it's just not coming out right. But I'm sure you all know what I'm babbling on about. And I've got to say, today I feel like I'm babbling. And I don't know why. There we go. I am putting quite a lot of dimensionals on here, but that is because it's paper and it hasn't got that R word to it. Oh dear, there we go, right. And yes, I have large dimensionals again. And I still use loads of little ones, but hey ho. Not as many. I like doing this because I don't get backs everywhere. They all end up, or the majority end up on my pokey tool. So it starts to get a little full. There we go, and then I can put them straight in my little bin. Like so. I'll keep those ones over there. Because we all know that dimensional backs get everywhere. So that's in place of my ribbon. And then I'm going to pop that on there, like so. There we go. I did say this was a quick and easy card. Takes you longer to decide which papers to use. Let's see what embellishments we can use. Now I have got the white, the iridescent pearl basics. Oh, we could go. I have some. Oh, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. I have got the adhesive back dots for days, which would look nice with the green. What else have I got? Got quite a few actually at the moment. We've got some Misty Moonlight tinsel dots. I think I'm going to go with the green. I have got some others actually. What were those? Just bear with. When I went on Friday, there was a few of us from the team that were there, and Diane, who is my upline, so she's my Stampin' Up great grandmother. I'm sure she'll be pleased to hear that. I'll share this with you now. Gave me a beautiful card. How gorgeous is that? so many layers and texture. And some embellishments. How nice of her. So we've got those as well. Can never have too many embellishments. But I think we're going to go with the green. I think embellishments are one of the most useful things to be gifted. We all use them. If you're like me, you don't use as many as you should because I don't want to run out, even though I can buy more. I know, it's ridiculous. So, yeah, to be gifted some embellishments is excellent. There we go. I just have 3 of those on there. And then on the inside, because we always need to decorate the inside of our cards. And I always put a layer in, whether I decorate it or not. But when I don't very often share with you what I do on insides. Michelle says she never knows where to put the bling. No, I know. It's always, sometimes I can spend ages trying to decide where I want to put the bling. Something that has helped me was Emma Goddard, Coastal Crafter. The larger gems, and that I always found they were too big a lot of the time. But she uses by tucking them slightly under so that they're not quite, don't appear to be quite so big. And I found that's helped me because if I start with that and knowing I want to tuck it under somewhere, because normally we've got somewhere with a bit of dimension to it, and then I always remember the triangle, I find that easier. That has really helped me. So if you didn't know that, give it a go. Hopefully it'll help you too. Now on my inside panel, I'm going to fussy cut again. On DSP, we always have these side images that are cut off. And what do we do with them? Normally, nothing. Especially if it's a sheet that you're fussy cutting everything out. But we can use them. So I'm going to stick one of those on the inside. Now I'm not being as fussy about cutting this out because it is on the inside. Not that we don't want our inside to look beautiful, but because it's just going flat, you don't have to be so intricate in your cutting, and it's a white on white. So there we go, and we can keep it filled in down there because it's a straight edge, and we'll glue that on there. Michelle says great tip. Thank you. Yeah, it's Emma's, but that's what I love about our Stampin' Up community. We all share and help each other. And there are so many crafters out there that have all got their own little way of doing things, and you know, they share how to do it, and what helps one may help another. Won't help everybody, but for some, like I say, that helps me. Now, I have got a splodge of glue there which has gone dirty, and this is another item I can't live without, my glue rubber. Unfortunately we don't sell these, but you can get them off Amazon. I think they're about £7 or £8, something like that. Right, so we can stick that in. The inside, just line that up in the middle. And there you go. Still gives us plenty of room to write, but it just follows the theme through. That's our first card. Oh, our second card, put my lid on my glue, swig of tea before it goes cold. For our second card, we're going to use our next layout, which is 3 stripes. Really simple again. Piece of ribbon wrapped round. You can use the outer again as your card base or as a layer. And then we have a circle that's our sentiment, or again it could be a focal point embellishment, but I am going to use a thoughtful journey. I do have some of the memories of more left here. I've used this a lot, and those that follow me will have seen my latest mini album that I created, and I use this. Right, so I want something that's a bit of a view. Excuse me, it's a pattern that can follow through in the 3 strips. So I'm just having a look. Quite like that, having the trees. I mean, these are all gorgeous, but I want something that's a bit more detailed. That is my favourite. So unless I come up with something else, that is the one I'm going to use. Yeah, we'll go for that one. Okay, so we need 3 strips. I am going to stick to the sizes that I've been given on the printout that Pip did for us. So they are 12 by 2.5. And I'm going to start from this end because that's got the most detail, I think. Yeah. You could start in the middle if you wanted to incorporate that middle. So 1. Remember to keep them in order. Though with this it'd be pretty simple to work out which goes where. 2, 3, and then they need to be 12, which I'm going to cut them off from the top so that my picture is in the middle. I mean, there are lots of papers you could do this with. It doesn't have to be a scene. It's just I thought that'd look nice. And then I'm going to use some of the speciality paper that comes with this week. This isn't in the sale, but this is the Thoughtful Designs, and it's foiled. Now I've got a purpley piece, or we've got a greeny blue. That one's too green. I'm just going to put them on and see which it looks best on. See, I like that. Or as you can see, these are like an ombre. No, it's going to be the pink. So I'm going to chop that down to my first layer size, which is 10. I'm not going to throw these scraps away because we can use these by 14.4. we can have that, and then see, I've moved them, but that's okay because it is simple. We can move those out. That's in the middle. Or we can put them closer together. I'm going to have mine equally spaced. So that looks about right, left to right. So I'm going to add glue to my first one. I am going to do this flat. And then I'm going to turn that because it's easier, and I'm going to get it right top to bottom. That needs to come up. Now, in this heat, the Tombow is drying really quick, but it does help with it being a foiled paper. You get a bit more time before it dries properly. And then I'm going to do the opposite end and get that central top to bottom, and also about the same gap here as over here. I'm sure it's not perfect. You could measure if you want. You could use your grid paper to line it up, which is brilliant for that, but I haven't. And then our final piece. I'm always full of these bright ideas, but don't do it myself. I make life hard. Right. And pop that one in there. There we go. That's not too bad for eyeballing it at all. That's it. How pretty is that? That's gorgeous. Right. So we want some ribbon to go around there, because we're going to have a card circle, which I'm going to do that the same colour as my card base, and I think I'm going to go for Misty Moonlight. It's a lovely blue. I do have half a piece cut here. As you can see, I keep my cards stuck in these plastic wallets as well, in a magazine rack, and I find that stops them getting battered about so much, and easy to pull out. And I keep half sheets or bigger in those, and then I have a box for all my scrap bits. I'll score that at 10.5, and that is 14. No, it's not. This one's bigger. I've obviously used a little piece off it, so I'll cut that off at 14.9. And I will get rid of a little strip. So I always butt up and press, and then I get a nice even card base. And run over my bone folder. There we go. It's gone very warm in here all of a sudden. Whew. Right, so I'm going to have a Misty Moonlight circle. Now I have got in here these pieces because my scrap box is behind my camera stand and I don't want to have to move it. And we need a circle. Now I have got the stylish shapes, but I have just purchased, I'm slow to it, the Spotlight on Nature dies with all these beautiful circles. So I'm going to use one of those. So as you can see, some have got like a ribbed effect and some have got the cutout. I want the cutout, I think. just going to grab this one for the pretty, and I think that's the right size. Just to make it easier on myself, I'll chop that off. And then I will bring in a small die cutting machine. A little mini. Michelle says she loves the circles. Yeah. I didn't pay much attention to them when we had the... I concentrated on the stamp sets when we had the choice to get them for on stage. And since then, I've seen some beautiful things made with them. And they are just gorgeous little circles. So yeah, I gave in. So I'll just put that over there because I need to clean all the bits out. But look, how beautiful is that? So pretty. That'll go on there. And I'm going to emboss in white on there. So, and I'm going to use a Miss You. I don't know, that card just fits a Miss You, I believe. And you can use any sentiment you wish. You could make your circle a bit bigger. So that you can fit a larger sentiment on. But I like that. Yes, the cut. Michelle says the cutouts add a nice polished look. They do, don't they? I mean, you could just put a circle on there, which is absolutely fine. It would still look beautiful. But yeah, this just adds that little bit extra. But that's depends what type of crafter you are. So I've just run that over with my embossing buddy to get rid of any grease marks. I'm just going to pull this down to make sure I get it in the centre. There. Okay, I think I've got a delivery coming because my dog is going a bit mad. Okay, there's somebody at the door. Please bear with me. Sorry about that. It's my fabric softener delivery. There we go. So take off the excess, and not really what we want to be doing today, but we're going to get our heat tool and we're just going to heat that. Should I use my tweezers? Very hot. We do the embossing additions kit, toolkit, which is one of those things that's still on my wish list. But I keep spending the money on pretty things instead of useful things. So I keep burning myself. There we go. I like that. And then we'll add some ribbon And I'm going to use the silver and white, can't remember what it's called, sheer ribbon. That piece is just big enough to go across there. And then we can add a bow. I always keep the little bits that I cut off from other things, as long as they're not too tiny. But yeah, you never know when you might just want something that's that smaller size. So I'll lift our ribbon, our tape back in, remove that. Hello Julie, how are you? I'm just going to place our ribbon on there. I don't think there's a back and a front for this. That looks a bit more silvery. Possibly not, but you know. I'll wrap that round and then pull that across. Not too tight because we are only onto paper. This is when grid paper's really good again to line things up. But I'll just go by eye. There we go. Now because that's sticky on the back because of that, I am going to stick it onto my card base now, so that I don't end up with it sticking here, there and everywhere. Didn't do that very well, did I? Okay, I'll pop that on there. That's it. And then we'll have that on there, raised up. So we'll add some dimensionals to that. And because this is that bit thicker, because it's card, we don't need quite so many. Still need a few, because we do. Julie says, what a lovely card, we'll have to rewind later, helping his lordship pack. How can his lordship not do it for himself? You're too good to him, Julie. And you'd end up packing like Dell. Clean pair of pants every day, clean pair of socks and a couple of t-shirts, that's it. I was going to put some more ribbon behind that. Now I've got this piece that I used yesterday to make a card, and I cut it in half lengthways just so that it was a bit narrower, because it was a bit thick for what I wanted it for. And actually it doesn't make for a bad bow. Now it's positioning the bow that's going to give me. Julie says, sounds about right. Yeah, men in the packing, eh? Or he does take a toothbrush and deodorant. Yeah, but yeah, that's it. Actually, I quite like it there. So I'm going to grab... I mean, on the layout, the bow's over here. But I like it there. I'd say you don't have to follow these layouts exactly. They're just there as inspiration and a starting point. So that's that. Then we need a bling again. Always need some bling. Let's pop those in. And I think we can go for... Got those misty moonlight ones somewhere. Where did I put those? There. Oh, we've got some fresh freesia as well that'll go. Now, decisions. We could just do a mix of those. Let's grab a fresh freesia. There. See, big one again, tucked it under, and then we can go fresh freesia here and a misty moonlight here. I could go more on this one. I think it would take it, but I'm happy to leave it at that. Put those away. There we go, they can go back. And then our inside for this I'll grab a layer, and then what I'm going to do is use one of these pieces that I've cut off just as a strip, just to tie in the outside. So we will glue it down there almost to the end, because we're going to be chopping it off. Now we could have used the thicker one along the bottom. Now I'm thinking, no, we'll use this along the edge. That's it. And then I can just trim that off there, and then we can pop that inside. I very rarely put greetings on the inside of my stamps. I think greetings on an inside of my stamps, side of my cards. I think greetings on an inside, to me, are very personal. I do more so at Christmas, or if it's a birthday card, I will stamp happy birthday. But other things I tend to find, like a miss you card, you'd want to write perhaps a little bit in there if you're missing somebody. And like congratulations, you get a congratulations card for so many different reasons. So yeah, I don't tend to put a sentiment in. But yeah, I'm pleased with that. I love that paper. And those colours are gorgeous, aren't they? I am feeling this could have taken a bit more. I'm wondering if maybe I'd have been better using the basic rhinestones. There's a bit of a, but that's for another day. All right, what time? We've got 5 minutes. Can I do a card in 5 minutes? This is me, and I know the answer to that is no. But maybe because our next one we've got is a simple again. So let's go for this. I have got paper ready that I was going to use. You love the colours and you love that paper too, Julie. It is gorgeous, isn't it? It really is. So we're going to use the Bright and Beautiful for this one. Now this was a carryover. That I've used quite a lot of this. I've made 2 albums out of it. I've made cards and all sorts. But yeah, so we want a piece 14 by 9. So I'm going to use this just because that's the piece I got. And as it's a main focal point, I want it a bit in your face. And I am going to make this a birthday card. So 14 by 9. Here's that. And then, oops, we need a couple of strips. Now, one of the strips could be your sentiment. One of your strips might be paper. One might be card. It's just trying to see what fits. At the moment, I'm liking those two. I'm just going to use some of these scraps that I've got. If they're not quite the right size, I'm not going to worry about it. Right, like that. That blue. No, not feeling blue. I think I like the pink. I say pink, berry burst and lemon lime twist. I suppose it would depend if you were sending it to male, female, if you know they got any preference, but I'm liking that. So that's what we're going to go with. I don't know how wide that is. That's just short of 2 centimetres. But we can live with that. 8.5. We'll throw that tiny bit. So we'll cut that. I've got that way. Cut that to 8.5. Thereabouts. We'll keep that. And then 2 centimetres. Okay. And then we're going to have a lemon lime twist card base. Right, I have half a piece of card here. And I'll score it at 10.5. Half fold it, butt it up. But don't do this. I tend to find because we're not scoring it exactly in half, because trimmers have variation to their measurements and also the thickness of the score line. I tend to find sometimes the one can be longer than the other, but by doing it that way, I tend to find it's good. Alright, so I'm going to add that onto there, just flat. I did say this is going to be a quick card. I don't think I'm going to manage it in 5 minutes. And I am turning this round so that I butt it right up to there. There we go. And then these, I need to decide that or that. I think in the pink below. And again, I'm just going to put that flat. Like so. Oh, stuck to my finger. And then I'm going to stamp on this one So I need a happy birthday. Have I got one? I have. Look in here. See if my piece of paper is long enough. It is. That's perfect. Looks like it was made for it. We need a block. And again, oh, I don't want, I think I'm going to stamp in Blueberry Bushel. It's lovely blue. So we can use our grid paper to line up, and then my stamp is on my thing totally wonky, so you know, a bit pointless really, but hey ho, whatever works. And that worked for me, so we won't worry because it's good. That has been cut the other way again. I've got an edge, so I'll just flatten that edge. Okay, I'll just pop that down flat as well. And I'll give that to there. And then we want some, not dimensionals, some bling on here. So we've got lots of bright colours on this one, which we can go bright colours, or we can just go for proper bling. I mean, some of those are in there as well. But I have got these, which I have had for, I think they're still current, Glossy Dots Assortment. Sure they are. If they're not, I'm sorry, but I'm sure they are. These have been around for quite a while, but they're fabulous for these bright projects. And the colours go with a lot. You can, if it's not the exact colour, I mean, this is Melon Mambo, I believe, but it goes with Berry Burst. So let's see. Yeah, we'll go with, I'm using a big one on its own. Can I get away with the yellow? No, I think we can. And purple. I know there's no purple in it, but I feel we could do it. Right. I've got a little one of them. I got different sizes. I'm going to double one of them. And then we will add another. Now see, I'm struggling now, but we'll add, in fact no we won't, because that's, even though there's 4, as a double it counts as 1. Because you've got the try. If I put another, we've got a 4 unless I put another double. And I don't want another double. So yeah, that's it. Talk myself into that. Oh dear. See, that's the beauty of crafting. We can, and being the creator, you can talk yourself into it to be how you want it. That's fine. Right, inside. Oh, oh gosh, my last layer. That's what I'm doing this afternoon. Mind you, I've got some website work to do because my website crashed this morning. And the lovely Louise Sims has sorted it out for me. Now it's back up and running, so I've got all my end of month stuff to do because it actually crashed last night. Something to do with the plugin update I'd done, and it didn't lack. I haven't put anything inside it, have I? They go that way, so I'm going to carry that on that way. So I will trim this down to 2 centimetres as well. Just to carry that on. We'll keep that. And that goes to 14.4. Would have been easier if I'd have done it first, but I was chatting, so I didn't. Oh, gosh. Okay. I'll pop that there. This isn't cut to 14.4. That's odd. I will get my craft knife after and trim that off, but I'm conscious of time. So, there are today's cards. I didn't do too bad. I went over by 7 minutes, but we've done 3 cards. Using pretty paper, and what a brilliant time to do it as we've got our sale coming up. So don't forget to check back Thursday. No, on the 6th, which is Tuesday, for the sale. Thank you, Julie. Julie says they're lovely. Yeah, totally different, aren't they? But it's just making the most of that paper. And you don't need a stamped image as a focal point. The paper can do it all for you. Though we all love stamping, sometimes we just want quick and easy, and we've got that paper and we need to use it. So yeah. Shall I turn you back round? Yeah, let's turn you back round. See if I can master this without making it too... Carol says she loves them. Thank you, Carol. There we go. Yeah, I enjoy creating those. Sometimes it's nice to have a starting point and create from there. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've got beautiful weather like us. The sun has now gone in. It's gone quite overcast, but it's not cooling down at all. But never mind, that's okay. I might venture out into the garden later, as it is a bit cooler than it has been. Well, it feels it, because I couldn't have the doors and that open the other day. It was just too warm. It was cooler inside than out. But yeah, there's a bit of a breeze, so I might take my laptop outside and work outside. But yeah, nice to use papers too. Love the tree one. Thank you, Ju. Yeah, that's my favourite piece of paper out that pack. I love it. I love the colours. It's just, yeah, pinks and purples. I'm obviously a pink, purple and blue girl, aren't I? But I didn't know it. I don't know. Didn't think it. I am. Who knew? Every day's school day. Right, I'm going to go because I'm waffling again. And I shall see you all next week. Thanks very much. Absolutely the same as you. Yeah. They are just nice girly colours. They're not particularly girly. They're just nice colours, and they go so well together. So why not? Right, thanks a lot. Bye.